Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose is back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, this weekend is a big weekend because not only is SummerSlam this Sunday, but NXT Takeover 30 is this Saturday. So we got a lot to talk about. And I'll deal with the SummerSlam predictions in the next video, but this video we are talking about NXT Takeover 30 predictions. We are here. Alright. So, I believe there is 6 matches. It's a little talk about, so let's get into it. Alright, so we're going to talk about the first 2 matches that were just made after last night. So, the first one will be a triple threat tag team match for the number 1 contendership to whoever wins faces Imperium for the NXT Tag Team Championships. We got Breezango, we got Oni Larkin and Danny Burch. And we got, damn, how you say that? Hold on. I got it on the phone here. Legato del Fantasma. I think that's how you say the names. But it'll be those 3 teams. Winners face Imperium for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This was just made, so there's not really a storyline behind anything like that. Who wins? I'm just quickly say who wins because there's not much really to it. I like Danny Burch and Larkin. 2 heavy hitters. I like them. And Breezango's been in for a minute, and they've danced with the tag team championships a little bit. They weren't champions, but I remember they battled for them. And then of course you got Phantasma, who kind of new to the scene in a sense. So, if I were to pick a winner, I would say probably Phantasma comes out winners, being they're the only team to never face the champions. But if they want a face versus heel type of deal, then I would go Oni Larkin and Danny Burch. I would go them. So, like my dark horse is Phantasma, but I would like Oni Larkin and, I would like Larkin and Burch would be my dark horse. And Phantasma wins the match. That's how I see it. And that's what we're going with. That's what we're going with. Alright. So the next match that was just made after last night, Finn Balor will take on Timothy Thatcher. Now this match was made after last night where Velveteen Dream beat Finn Balor after a whole bunch of distractions. But Timothy Thatcher attacked Finn Balor last night because Finn Balor attacked Thatcher. I think it was last week. Was it last week? Or it might have been last week or 2 weeks ago when they were in their triple threat match. So here we are with that. Finn Balor's winning this because Finn Balor hasn't lost a takeover since he's come back to NXT. So I don't really see him losing this match against Timothy Thatcher. So that's just my opinion on that. I think Finn Balor's winning that. It's gonna be a physical match because Thatcher's definitely a physical cat and definitely a ground and pound submissionist as well. So it's gonna be a really good match. But Finn Balor's gonna win, no doubt about that. All right, so let's get into what we're getting into now. All right, so next match I'll talk about Io Shirai defends her NXT Women's Championship against Dakota Kai. I don't think so. I don't know if this is the first title defense of Io or the second, but she's still fresh in a sense from winning the NXT Women's Championship a month or 2 ago. Yeah, like a month or 2 ago at In Your House, Takeover In Your House. So she now has a real challenger, Dakota Kai, who is a threat. An even bigger threat now that Raquel Rodriguez, or is it Raquel Rodriguez or Raquel Gonzalez? I don't know which one. I'm always confusing the names. But now that she's back, because I think she's been gone for a little bit. Now that she's back in the corner, Dakota Kai actually has a safety net in a sense. So we'll see how that goes. But Io's going to retain. It's going to be a good match. Dakota Kai is solid. As I said previously before, Dakota Kai is solid. So Io's going to retain. And that's all I gotta say about that. I honestly don't watch a lot of women's matches, tell you the truth. And that's my fault. I'm sorry. Alright, so next on the agenda, let's see. Yeah, next on the agenda, we have the 5-man ladder match for the vacated North American Championship. Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and the Velveteen Dream. Now, I thought Finn Balor would be in this match, but due to what Timothy Thatcher did, as I previously said, he is not in this match. Instead, Velveteen Dream is in it. So, I'm gonna put it to you in this way. My underdog to win this match is Cameron Grimes. But my favorite to win the match is Damian Priest. Because I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Damian Priest is one championship or one big win away from becoming great. Like, Damian Priest is already great. He's got the size. He's got the talent. He's got the voice. I say probably the charisma. But I'm telling you, Damian Priest is just one away from becoming great. I'm telling you. But those are my picks. I choose Cameron Grimes because I feel like Cameron Grimes is just flirting. Like I feel like it's just gonna come a time where this man's just gonna just be shot up to the moon. Like, it just feels that way with Cameron Grimes. I think he beat... Who'd he beat? I think he beat Finn Balor. Yeah, I think he beat Finn Balor at one point. He beat a big-time star. I think it was Finn Balor. But he has a big-time win on his belt. So this, if he wins this, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be. So, I got Grimes, and I got Damian Priest to win it all. I'm not going to pick Johnny Gargano because, honestly, it doesn't make sense. Because to me, I think it would be going backwards based on Gargano. Velveteen Dream the same way. Because Velveteen Dream should already been NXT champion. I don't know why they didn't put the strap on him yet. But maybe there's reasons for that. Who else is this? Oh, Bronson Reed. Yeah. If Bronson Reed wins this, I wouldn't be surprised either. Because he's like the same. He's the same. There's so many people in NXT that I feel like once they just get that win that they need, they'll be shot up to the moon. Like, it's Bronson Reed, it's Cameron Grimes, there's also Killian Dane, who I think Killian Dane goes on a streak, it's over. This man's gonna win a championship at some point. That's how I feel. There's so many people in NXT that will happen to, you know. So, but yeah, you know, my man, I think Damian Priest gonna win. It needs to happen. It should happen. You know, for me, it's the only one that makes sense. Damian Priest. So I pick Priest to win. Underdog, Cameron Grimes and Bronson Reed. Probably those two, but more Cameron Grimes than anything. All right. I think I got everything. Am I missing a match? Let me look up. Pardon me. Oh, I am. I'm missing two matches. I almost forgot this match. All right, so before we get to the NXT Championship match, let's get into the most interesting match on the card. Adam Cole, baby, versus Pat McAfee. So Pat McAfee has been around a little bit. He's always doing the WWE pay-per-view watch-alongs on WWE's YouTube. He's the main guy, but he's been WWE for a minute now. Dancing around NXT a bit. He also has a podcast, which is where this whole thing started. So Pat McAfee had Adam Cole on the show, and they were talking. I forgot what it was about, but something triggered Adam Cole off, and he went crazy during the podcast. And they showed it on video. Him going crazy on podcasts and anything like that. So that stemmed for a little bit until they went on Twitter and they said, let's squash the beef. You know, this is unprofessional, this, that, and the third. So they squashed it. Then on NXT, I think the next week, or maybe the same week, on this week and the next week, Pat McAfee was on commentary. Yeah, and the Undisputed Era were facing Imperium for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Adam Cole was ringside. Now, the announce table and the ring is not that far apart. And as well, there's no fans. So you kind of can hear, you probably can hear the commentary. Not clearly, but you probably can hear what they're saying. So Cole was overhearing what Pat was saying. He was like, chill out, calm down. You wilding out. You going crazy. Pat McAfee was like, what? I'm not doing anything. I'm just joking. He said he's making jokes. But Cole wasn't taking it as a joke. So he came up to Pat. He was like, I don't know what's going on, but you need to calm down. You wilding out, this, that, and third. Out of nowhere, Pat McAfee looks at Cole and says, you will always be a whiny little bitch. Cole got crazy. I don't blame him. He went crazy. And then after that, Pat decided to punt kick Cole, and Cole sold it like he died. Now when I saw that, I said to myself, why the hell did he react that? Why the hell did he sell it like that? Until I looked up Pat McAfee. I didn't know who Pat McAfee was. I did. I looked him up. A former NFL player. Okay. He's a former NFL player. I'm like, all right, cool. He played for the Indiana Colts for 10 seasons. I said, oh, I think it was 10. Either 10, 8, 9, or 10. One of those 10. One of those number seasons. I was like, okay, cool. No, all right. Former NFL player, all right. Played for the Indiana Colts. Okay, that's a good franchise. Then I learned he was a punter. I thought he was like a wide receiver, a tight end, or a defensive back. I thought he was one of those. He was a punter. So that explained why when Pat kicked Cole and Cole sold it like he died, it makes sense. Because punters, you don't want to have a punter kick you, because that shit's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt you bad. You might pass out in that sense, because that's how hard a punter can kick you. But yeah, I don't think Pat's had a match since. He's been WWE. So this will probably be his very first official match, and it's against one of the best in the business in Adam Cole. So this is it. This is interesting. But I'm pretty sure Pat's been training. So yeah, and knowing Adam Cole, he can make a match with a broom look good. You feel me? That's how good Adam Cole is. So this should be a okay match for what it's worth. But I got Adam Cole winning. If Pat wins, it's got to be off some nonsense. If Pat wins. But I don't see Cole realistically losing this match. So I got Adam Cole winning. But if Pat wins, it's off some nonsense. That's what I'm seeing. And that's what I'm going by. All right. Let's get all that out the way. It's main event time. Keith Lee defends the NXT Championship against Karrion. The man that I think... Okay, there we go. The man that I think could very well become NXT champion. Now, I don't want to say that because Keith Lee just won this title. So I don't think you would want to take the title off him so fast. And especially against somebody who literally just came out the gate swinging. Like, if you remember, Karrion Kross' first match was on NXT Takeover in Your House against Tommaso Ciampa, of all people. Tommaso Ciampa. And he destroyed Ciampa. Destroyed him. Killed him. We haven't seen Ciampa since. So, it's like, what do you do in this case and scenario? It's almost like Jon Moxley versus Brian Cage type of scenario. Even though in that sense Moxley didn't just win the title, but you put him against a guy that you know came out the gate, first match, wins the opportunity. His first big match is for the title. This is almost it's almost what this is, but it's like, what do you do in this case? Because Karrion Kross hasn't lost. He's already been booked as a dominant player. So now it's like, how do you go about this? Does Karrion Kross get his very first loss? Or do you just take the title off Keith Lee? I hate these types of scenarios. Like, this is, like, it was coming. And it's fine. See, if Adam Cole faced Karrion Kross, then it would have made more sense. Okay, Karrion Kross wins the title. It's fine, because Adam Cole's held the title for a goddamn year. We're talking about Keith Lee, who just won the title and is on the biggest role of his life so far. What do you do in this scenario? The only thing I can think of is if Karrion Kross somehow... I get a feeling if Karrion Kross somehow gets him in a straitjacket, I think that's what he calls it, a straitjacket, Keith Lee will pass out. And it's not like he pinned Keith Lee or made him submit. He just passed out and Karrion Kross becomes champion like that. I feel like that's the scenario they're going to go with. If that's the case, fine. You don't really pin Keith. You just make him pass out. But if you were to let Keith Lee retain, how the hell does he retain? Because if you pin him, then Karrion Kross just loses all his momentum. After been killing everybody for all this time. So now it's like, what do you do? But Karrion Kross has been looking great. Keith Lee's been looking great. So somebody gotta lose. Somebody gotta lose. Either you make this a no D. Either you get a no DQ or a count out finish, which would make no sense in this case. But I guess it all depends. That's how I'm seeing it. I think Karrion Kross wins the title. I think he does. And he wins by making Keith Lee pass out. I'm thinking that way. And it's possible. But I don't know. This is one of those matches where you just don't know. So I don't know. But that's one of the scenarios I'm going with. So yeah. That's NXT TakeOver 30. You know it's gonna be a banger of a show. NXT will still be at the Performance Center, while tomorrow SmackDown will show off the Thunderdome, from where every WWE event, pay-per-view, and TV show will be from now on. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna get into SummerSlam next. So until next time, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love and support. As always, do what you gotta do. You know what time it is. Till next time, peace, love, 100. Yeah.